Experienced sports journalists and experts on sports radio. 6:05 p.m. every Monday on Women Radio 91.7 for everything sports. Yeah!
All the mighty falling, and that's the story right now in the Club World Cup. Because if you look at the way the game has been so far right now, Bayern Munich, they are out of the competition, and but let's aside from that, last week was really a very black one in the world of sports. Talking about Diogo Jota and also legendary Super Eagles goalkeeper. Talking about Dodo Mayana, Peter Rufai. Yeah, it's so sad. Media so rest in perfect peace. Good evening and welcome to the Sports Radio Show. My name is Jeremiah Oluwaferanmi Omoniyi. I'm your favorite engineer, sportscaster, and this is Women Radio WFM 91.7. I don't want to say that my vibes, my energy is low, but no, I'm going to pump it up. Because right now, in the world of sport right now, a lot of things have really happened. Talking about Diogo Jota, like I stated earlier, and Peter Rufai. These were really, this incident, the death of these two great people, they are things that caught the world of sport aback. It's something that people never saw it coming. It came as a shock. In the morning, we were still mourning about Diogo Jota, and in the evening, we had to go to bed with the news of Peter Rufai. I don't know. Waking up on Friday to continue reminiscing about the greatness of these two players, for me, was too big to take in the world of sport. I won't be doing the program alone this evening. I have Dami in the studio with me. We'll be discussing about the sports stories, about the sporting stories we have for you this evening, and also to look at some of the achievement of Diogo Jota and also legendary Peter Rufai. Yesterday, Oshoala actually was She actually had a handband of with an inscription of Peter Rufai on it. Why Risola Babajide as well too. She actually did the trademark of Diogo Jota. Obviously, don't forget that she played for Liverpool for a couple of years. As a matter of fact, she used to use the same number as Diogo Jota while she was in while she was at Anfield. I don't know how, but someone even likewise with Raul Jimenez and a lot of players in the world have been giving their words about the late player. And my bad, not only Diogo Jota, I'm so sorry, Andrew Silva, the brother of Diogo Jota, who died in that incident. So we have about three footballers, one former footballer, and two active footballers. They all died in one day. 3 total. Dami, good evening.
Good evening, Jeremiah. It's been a very tough one, most especially to football faithfuls around the world, and most especially to Liverpool fans, because I can imagine, and let's even go back to the family, the wife, the 3 kids, and also the mother who lost her 2 sons in a day. Is a very
how you describe it? You got married 10 days before.
Yeah,
you are still in the mood, the euphoria of honeymoon. I don't know. I'm not married yet, but I know some of my friends that are married. I know how they talk about the fact that 1 month is not enough to still be in that cycle of being married.
Of course, it's just more or less like they were in the honeymoon phase, and then the whole issue happened. So for me, I really do not even know what to say. Not just Andrew Silva and Diego Jota. We also had the report of Bayern Munich's junior coach. He also died in training. It was just like a very, very dark Thursday, the last Thursday. And my heart bleeds for everybody that, especially the families of the missed, of the deceased. It's going to take a lot of fortitude and strength for them to be able to stand back on their toes and then move on with their life like nothing ever happened. Nobody saw the Ojogodotas coming. I just woke up that morning and then I saw the news, and then I was just like a rumor. And before you know it actually was proved to be true. So fortitude for the strength of the bereaved, and I hope that they can get the strength at this time for them to go along with their life. Good evening, guys. My name is Damilola, and it's good to be back on the show with Jeremiah to talk sports, to do sports.
Okay, good. Let me just add this before we go for a short break, and that's talking about the fact that Diogo Jota was on his way. He survived a surgery, a long surgery, and that really stopped them from booking a flight from Spain to England, because the preseason was meant to start Monday, for Liverpool, and it was like, okay, let me just go ahead, stay with the family for some time, go and hustle. I want to go and hustle, not know that it's going to get rushed to God, and it was like, okay, let me just go take a ferry, and sometimes we talk about the blessing of when countries are interconnected by different means of transportation, and you're like, in Europe you can go by air, go by road, go by water, go by everything, and you're like, okay, let me just go from Zamora, then catch a ferry Thursday evening down to England, only to get the story. But we'll be back after this time, and then we'll go straightly to the WAFCON. Don't forget the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They are blistering very well in Morocco. You can say that Morocco has become home.
Favorable.
It's favorable. It's now home to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, especially Asisat Oshoala, who is back. She's back to the national team, blasting the goal for our return. I think that's a very good one. But we'll be back after this time, and then we'll go strictly to business. Okay, quickly, let's go straightly to business. And this time around, we talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. The first game in the WAFCON. Don't forget Mission X. Justin Madugu had told the public earlier before that game that, you know what, guys, it is very, very possible. Forget whatever. Forget naysayers. Forget whatever people are saying. Forget about what we are talking about, the quality of our squad. Forget about whatever is happening. Believe in us. Trust us. In this mission, it is possible. I wanted to quote the Bible, but no, believe in us. Believe in us.
Believe in me. My father's house. Many
in my ability, I can get Mission X possible. And Justin Madigo has started doing justice to this thing. Firstly, the game against Tunisia, 3 goals to nil. Asisat Oshoala, Risola Babajide, who's also a debut in the competition. Don't forget, Risola Babajide joined. She was called upon to come into the Super Falcons, and I'm so glad to see Ashley Plumter back to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I was just jokingly discussing with my cousins yesterday, and we're like, "Oh, who is this white woman?" And I was like, and she was like, and one of them was like, "Really? But I thought we're blacks." I said, "Yeah, but don't worry. This is just take it like that. Yeah, that and saying the way she was able to perform in the game, brilliant performance from Ashley Proctor, able to make the runs, able to pull the attack, a lot of defense. But let's start with Asisat Oshoala, Agbabola. 45 minutes, great impact, score goals, 2 shots on target. And people said she's tired, that she should have retired.
But for me, I don't think there's any doubts when it comes to the qualities and the attacking prowess of Oshoala. I don't think it has ever been in doubt for me. Even if she's not having it good at the club level, she remains one of our best leg, both home and also in Europe. So you see that she justified that my inclusion is worthwhile, my inclusion, is worthy, and then she did that justice. Not just the goal, involved throughout in the team's play and also overall performance.
Okay, let's also add to the fact that the super substitute, Chiwendu Yezo. Chiwendu, I think she's getting herself. Her performance at the Olympics wasn't really not very fair, but again, yesterday for you, 45 minutes, Chiwendu.
Well, I think this WAFCON should be like a final one for some of our players. For me.
Like who? Are you saying Asisat?
No. I'm not even like, this is not even about their performance. I just feel like the abundance, the influence of talent we have across Europe and also.
So which means you can't start a chance to just come and waste our time.
Yes. I just feel like going forward, after the WAFCON, whatever competitions we are going to play next, we should have a scouting department that monitors our player even in Europe. So that when we want to make a call, when we want to make a squad, we bring in people that really deserve the spot.
Do you think Folashade Jamilusi surprised you? Because for me, I had my reservations, but Folashade Jamilusi came on board, played some 15 minutes in that game, less than 15 minutes.
If you are a big fan of the NWFL here in Nigeria, the female league, then you will know who Folashade is.
I watched a game in India, for me, but I was just looking at the fact that we had more legs that we could have brought in. Folashade, for me, do you see as someone that, okay, we needed something, we needed a surprise, and she can just come around?
I think we have already done the damage with the 3-0 victory. So Tunisia wasn't really like a great matchup. So her coming in to make a debut at a continental game is like a moral boost for her at that age. I think it was a good one. And also, Risola Babajide, she actually showed what we have been lacking in the attack, that clinical awareness, and also her being able to get on the string of passes, being a creator. Also, it really, really helped for us yesterday.
So having Ashley Plumter, having Risola Babajide, having the Payne sisters, that's a very great one.
I think it was only one of the Payne sisters.
One of the Payne sisters, yeah. Thank you, Tony Payne.
The one at PSG, I think she has left already.
So, okay, if you look at it now, with the way things are going, Esther Okoronko, a lot of options for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, for you, your top four in the game, your top 4 players.
In the Super Falcons squad?
Yeah, that performed yesterday.
I'm going to pick Michelle Alozie for one. And also, I don't know why the ref denied Ashley her first ever goal for the Super Falcons. I think it was a very good goal. I don't know.
Yeah, the VAR too was.
Yeah. I don't know why she disallowed it. So for me, Plonte, Risola Babajide, my MOTM for yesterday's game, very, very superb. And then I'm going to pick Alimatu Ayinde in the midfield, pulling the strings forward. Although Deborah Abeodun wasn't entirely bad, and then I'll go with Michelle Alozie.
What about Mosinachi Ohale?
Yeah. Not really. No, she's not.
She could have actually scored. That header was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was trying to remind my uncle yesterday, and I was like, you remember the World Cup? Osinachi Ohale, we were just like, and she just came onto the picture. She just got the goal, and I was like, wow, great, my God.
Those are the kind of people that I like. People that they have been ruled as underdog, and then they come into proving doubt are wrong. But she wasn't bad entirely yesterday. She wasn't.
Okay, let me just add this here again, because after Risola Babajide scored, people, after the game, people were like, okay, why did she have to sit down like that? And some people were like criticizing, oh, why did she have to do the way she did? And for you, do you think she did too much?
Well, for a player that played at Liverpool FC Women between 2018 to 2022, I think about 4 years, and also winning player of the season the same time, I think in about the 2022-2023 season before she left. Is it that kind of player that doesn't fit in the frame to honor Jota?
As a matter of fact,
Yes!
she has the same. She was using the same number with Jota.
When she joined, she was using the same number, and then she switched to number 10.
Number 10, yeah.
So I ask myself, sometimes we Nigerians, the way we gatekeep opportunities, we are also gatekeeping money. Imagine somebody can mourn, this person cannot mourn for the person. We are gatekeeping grief. It's also I don't want to lose. Yeah.
He looks very dumb.
Yeah, it looks dumb, and it's because most of them they don't know football other than the surface, which they know. Some of them they don't even know that this lady plays. She had once played for Liverpool, and not just play, like she played a steering role in the Women's Super League, and even when they went to the Championship, she played before I moved to Brighton, and from Brighton where she moved to Spain. So I just feel like we as Nigerians,
we need to focus on what really matters.
The issues with the government and every other thing. We
just want to shift aggression. We are just looking for someone to vex. and
I like her response, because I went through her timeline on Twitter earlier this morning, and she said something like, whatever it is you do, people will judge you. And then on an interview on X, she explains the reason. She said she has been in Liverpool, and then Jota is gaming celebration. She explained it that was her way of paying respect. Okay, now imagine that she paid her respect. What should be said of Luis Diaz, who was seen partying at the same time when he was buried?
Yeah,
So I just don't understand.
The reason I didn't even want to speak much about it is that because we are in the days of AI where people could say that, oh, maybe that was AI.
No, that's not AI, because he posted it on his Instagram page. It's not a doctor post.
So, like, okay, Lucius, come and explain yourself. Why? Because this same guy was the one that when your father was kidnapped, he was there to really support you. Sometimes there's always this proverb that says that, let's just do as if we die. Let me use it in English. And let us look at the people that really love us,
But sadly for Jota, he can't come back again unless we go and meet him when our time is right.
Yeah. So sad there. Quickly before we move away from the WAFCON, let's talk about Botswana. Botswana is the next target for Justin Madugu. Do you think he's going to do justice to that?
When I saw the group pairing, like when it started and everything, when they did the draws, I knew that we were going to have an easy run. When we win against Botswana, we automatically we are in this last 16. Yeah, is it last?
Yes, in
last
the
eight.
In the next round.
Last 8. So I just feel like it's a very, very easy run for us. So there's no doubt about it. Against Algeria, against Botswana, we are good to go.
Okay, let me just quickly put it to you that Algeria also defeated Botswana. Yes, in their last game. Yes, and that means Nigeria and Algeria. Nigeria is the first position. Algeria in the second position there. As it stands at the moment, and we'll see. We continue from there. Quickly, let's also talk about the turnout. If you look at the game, even in the opening game between Morocco too as well, the crowd wasn't there. We're not getting the numbers as we ought to get. Dami, do you think that CAF did not do enough thing they needed to do?
Well, I just feel like on the African continent, women football has not always had the same pedigree as the men's football. And it's so obvious, even in terms of the payment structure, although we are going to applaud CAF for increasing the prize money. But then aside that, in terms of the numbers, in terms of fans turning up to watch the game, you could see what happened last time, AFCON. We saw what happened. We saw the turnout. So it has not been the same between men and women. The same way that we can argue that in Europe, we are also arguing that on the African continent. And I hope that just in time. But then for the New Zealand and Australia World Cup, the last time that we saw in 2018, it was a kind of record breaker in terms of attendance and every other thing. Maybe because it was done in 3 different, countries. So let's hope that in the next years to come, because that is the part that which CAF are following, we get a number of fans to come out and team up and watch the women game, and applaud it for what it really is.
Okay, let me just give the results so far. Morocco played a 2-2 draw with Zambia. Banda scored there in the first minute before Morocco had to retaliate by in the 12th minute from a penalty spot from Gerardi. And also Kundanji also scored that, putting Zambia in front before the game settled for a 2-2 draw by Chebak in the 87th minute. Senegal not playing at all. They defeated DR Congo by 4-0. And if you look at the next game now, we have Zambia against Senegal, while DR Congo will be playing against the host nation, Morocco. And also, like I stated earlier, Nigeria is on top of the table. Algeria, too, they are close. They have 3.2 as well because of their 1-0 victory over Botswana. And I have a friend from Botswana, but let's just leave that alone. Nigeria also defeated Tunisia by 3-0. And the next game sees Tunisia will be playing Algeria. That's going to be an Arabian derby there for them. And while Botswana will be welcoming Nigeria, is still at Casablanca, the Labi Zaoli Stadium in Casablanca. If you can still make it, if you have your passport, maybe you can, and you have the visa there, you can just fly down. It's not bad. Okay, let's also put it to you that also the Group C, we have they are yet to play their game. South Africa, Ghana. South Africa, Ghana will be playing there today by 5 p.m. The game has started already. We have Mali against Tanzania by 8 p.m. as well too. And that's the way it is. Other games too. We're looking at it from that aspect. Quickly, let's just talk about Euro. Don't forget that while the Nations Cup in Africa is ongoing, Euro 2 is happening in Switzerland, and a lot of magic have been happening. I can tell you a lot of things have been happening. England, who are the defending champion, the coach has been saying, okay, we are good. Don't forget last Monday, the Prince, talking about Edward, and that's the Duke of Wales, are saying that, oh, you know what, guys, go and enjoy yourself. That's why the fact that Epps, the former goalkeeper who got them the title, would not be there this time around. But the man said, okay, you know what, guys, go and enjoy yourself. Play whatever you want to play, and maybe after this time I will go over the results of the games they've played so far at the Euro 2025. Okay, quickly, let me know. This one is live at the moment. Spain against Belgium is 4-2 there. Switzerland, they defeated Iceland by 2-0. And also Norway against Finland by 2-1. France defeated England by 2-1. Hey, yalla, anybody is chopping everything. At the moment, right now, in the Euro 2025, as I speak right now, Norway is leading in Group A, having 6 points. Switzerland, they lost their first game. They're back with a win there. They have 3 points there. Finland also 3 points. While Iceland, they are the one drinking, yes, from the well at the moment in the 4th position with 0 points. Spain, they are playing a 4-2 win. They are currently there with Belgium. They have 6 points tentatively. While Italy, they have 3 points there, having defeated Portugal. That's why it means that the Super Falcons are not, they're very good. Don't forget the Super Falcons played a goalless draw with Portugal. Portugal right now, they are yet to pick a point in the competition at the moment. Germany as well too, they are doing well, 3 points. Sweden as well, 3 points. Right, Denmark and Poland currently they have 0 points at the moment. Netherlands as well, 3 points. France 3 points. England, their first game was a big mess. They lost to France. They have 0 points. While their counterparts from Wales too as well, they have 0 points at the moment. That means England, they are the defending champion, but yet they are there to defend their point.
I just feel like England this campaign are kind of depicted in terms of injuries and some exits. Last season, before the season ended, Lauren James, one of the key attacking players, injured. Anna Hampton, one of the great goalkeepers they have ever had in that team, she also retired. Also, Millie Bright, captain of Chelsea, and also the leader at the defense line, she's on surgery and was unable to make the team because she had to drop out so that she can do her surgery and be available for the new season. So it's been a lot for Sarina Wigsman and the team. But one thing that I'm very sure of is that France is a strong side. So even even when they lose against France, they should hold their heads on high. There are still a lot of games to play. It just means that for their next game, they have to make sure they get the 3 points for them to be on track of defending their title again this campaign.
Okay, thank you so much. But I will, it will look very unfair, not to discuss about Peter Rufai. I think I will still dedicate a tangible minute to late Super Eagles goalkeeper. Whenever you read the likes of the book about, if you remember the days of the World Cup, the 1994 World Cup, you remember Peter Rufai. I know, I grew up knowing Peter Rufai. You like, oh, you want to be a goalkeeper like Peter Rufai. And I know one of my a senior friend of mine, Adewale, was still discussing about the fact that, oh, he got to know Peter Rufai through his elder brother, because his elder brother used to be a goalkeeper, and he said, I'm a goalkeeper like Peter Rufai. Oh my God.
Is there anybody like Peter Rufai?
I tell you, when you talk about the class, you talk about the elegance, you talk about, one of the footballer in the Nigerian national team that had so much vibe, FPC, class. Don't forget, he was a Lagos boy. Growing up in Lagos, for you, playing football in Lagos, you have all the swag. Not to talk about the physical appearance of Peter Rufai. Everything speaks a lot of this man. Very sporty a man. For me, unfortunately, I wanted to speak with him last year, but I couldn't get a chance to speak with him. I felt so pained because of the fact that I would have loved to talk to Peter Rufai. Because looking at his experience, that's why, talking about the fact that Nigeria, we suffered goalkeeping issues, back and forth and all those things and everything before we got stabilized with Sterling Nwabali. Peter Rufai was one of the people that really kept us going in tournaments.
The goalkeeper who could also score.
Yes, when we talk about ball playing goalkeeper and people are talking about Pep Guardiola can do this. Are you saying Peter Rufai? Peter Rufai can play football. He's not there to just come and use his hand. He was an all-rounder goalkeeper.
I think the closest goalkeeper that I can say was similar to Dodo Mayana is Manenoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way you command. Peter Rufai commands. I don't. One of my former boss, Shola Kende, will say that Peter Rufai we command from the back and tell you who to pass to in the front. He can sideline a player. He will tell you, I don't want this guy to play this game, man. I don't want him to touch the ball. I want this guy because I know he's going to give us what we want. This interview talking about the last moment. That's talking about former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ike Shoromu. Talking about the goalkeepers that we've missed so far. Days of Best Ogedengbe. Now Peter Rufai. I don't know what to say, but I think Nigeria really lost a gem right now. Peter Rufai is dead. May so rest in perfect peace. But according to Ike Shoromu, he said that 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with him. We made jokes. We laughed over some issues these days, and that it was really a very bitter one. I think I remember my uncle was still discussing with me that he met with a former Green Eagles player who played with Peter Rufai before the man relocated abroad. And fortunately, the man is back to the country on Friday. And he was like talking about that. They were having that conversation from the airport, and it was like, Peter Rufai.
No one saw it coming.
Yeah, he said it was okay. He said they had conversation.
No, it wasn't okay. Do you know why?
Like when I mean okay now, when you look him outside, like he never disclosed.
When you call me, maybe it's been a while that we have seen, and you call me, that means it's been a while.
Everybody will say fine.
I'm fine.
And it didn't.
But there's nothing beats you physically see me to really conclude that I'm fine.
So what?
And
really
even
happened?
if you see me, you don't know what I'm fighting with in my body.
So why didn't Peter Rufai talk out like every
No,
other player?
See, I just feel like it's not a matter of talk out. Somebody showed me his picture 3 days ago in the office. That my coach, he graduated from the NIS, so he was part of the set that they already finished NIS for a long time, but they did not graduate. So they came to do graduation with that set, and that graduation was it late last year or early this year? And they showed me picture of Peter Rufai. I said, this is not Peter Rufai. He was lean. His face was no. His face was so pale, and that was when I knew that. And prior to that time, I have seen Peter Rufai at an event that he came and then he spoke to the guys. I even took a picture with him. So when I saw those, events unfold, I was like, is this how people go? But one thing that I'm so grateful for is that his works and his heroic saves and all he has done for Nigeria football will remain well documented, that we can never forget him. I'm just hoping that NFF will find a way to immortalize him in a way that honors the deceased.
Let me also put it to you that they call him the flying cat
Yeah.
for the oldies. I know our oldies. The phone line is open 07000 917 917 07000 917 917. You can go straight to Facebook. We're streaming live there. WFM Women Radio there. Just drop your comment and let us get to know what you're talking about. You call him the flying cat. You know, Dodo Mayana. Don't forget the fact that in the 1994 African Cup of Nations, Tunis 1994 in Tunisia. Don't forget Dodo Mayana's performance there. He saved the penalty in the semi-final against.
Was it part of the 1996 Atlanta game?
No, he wasn't there. It was the World Cup.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget that it was this goalkeeper, what's his name now? That was meant to sign for Inter Milan. Dosu.
The Dosu brothers. The oldest one.
Yeah, Dosu. No, I think is it the
Apelete?
No. Dosu Joseph.
Okay, Dosu Joseph.
Dosu Joseph was the one in goal for the Atlanta 96 Olympics. You know, and just imagine Dosu would have been the very perfect replacement then. Unfortunately, the accident came in and that really sidelined him. At 61, let me see if I can just get some unforgettable matches that really define Peter Rufai. At the moment, Nigeria against Ethiopia, 1993 AFCON qualifier. He made some good saves there. Nigeria against Zambia, 1994. Nigeria against Bulgaria. That was the first World Cup. You know, that first World Cup, that was our first World Cup game. That was when Rashidi Yekini scored. And that was the trademark of Nigeria at any World Cup event where he had to hold the net.
Right.
Against Bulgaria.
It was
Nigeria,
more like an emotional celebration.
Peter Rufai there, fantastic. Nigeria against Greece, 1994. Nigeria against Italy, 1994 when we got to the round of 16. Nigeria against Spain, 1998. That's France 98 there, where Nigeria had to come back from a deficit, defeating Spain by 3-2. Don't forget, Mitu Adepoju scored in that game as well. And also stationary stores against Union Douala, African Cup of Nations final, 1981. For me, Dodo Mayana, I think you grace the earth. Your impact really was felt, seen, evident. I believe that one thing we should have right now in Nigeria now, we should have a sports museum. We should have a sports museum where the young guys, the Gen Zs, the younger generations can get to hear the stories from people who at least they had a first-hand experience of these old guys. At least. I think that's even the least we can have right now. This is a way by which we can even make money from tourism, because many people do not even know the stories of Peter Rufai. Many people don't even know who Best Ogendegbe is. Some people even don't know who they call Mathematical Odegbami.
Wow.
I remember 2 years ago, an award ceremony, I met Mathematical Shago Odegbami, and I was looking at his legs, because I was told as a child that Odegbami can dribble from the line. That he knows how to dribble. And I was just looking at the leg. Is it the same man's leg that was doing this magic?
And now when I see him with his glasses, doing gently walking, I was like, is this
the intelligence? I grew up knowing Adegbami reading the back of Complete Sports. Reading his articles, talking about
by Mumini Alao.
By Mumini, yes. And also, if you had read the book of Alhaji Mumini Alao, talking about Atlanta 96, you see a lot of stories of people, great Nigerian footballers.
It's been a beautiful time for us.
The likes of Amunike, the likes of Nwako Kanu. Many people don't even know some of the stories. And I think that's one thing that we need to do right now.
How do we archive all these beautiful moments? It is a question that we need to answer. But then, the thing is, we are far behind in terms of preserving
record,
history.
Record keeping.
Not even just their beautiful life. I mean, when you are looking for a stat, it takes a while for you to see a start concerning anything related to Nigeria.
About this starting last year, myself and Abiola Mido, we were just at we went to a very big media house in Nigeria, and we're there, and we're just scraping through their archive, and we saw a report of 1990, maybe 1993, 1994. Baba Sholaja's report. And I was like, wow. Oh my God.
Baba Kule Sholaja.
And I was like, oh my God. Eventually, I had a moment of meeting Baba Sholaja at his house close by here. And I was like, when I got to to his house, and I saw all the World Cups he has been to. You know, the moment his interviews with
The
some of these
surveillance, yeah.
with some of these legendary players. You know, I was like, my God, this is an epitome.
I think this is a call up for me because you know, as we are growing in our journalism career, I think this is a call up for us to start documenting. Apart from the fact that we are taking pictures, we are having audios on our phone. I think it's time for us to start putting those what we have done along the way, putting it, document, and thankfully we have technology nowadays that we can preserve this
information,
yes, even for generations to come, not just for our children. You know, it could be helpful for other journalists that are coming from us. You know, we need a start, and somebody that reported something about like 10 years ago, and then that will serve like a background check for whatever report they are doing.
And that's another truth there. Like you said, we just need to go back and like what just like let's just do a throwback. He said Dodo Mayana, his name came back by Peter Fregene in 1980, 1988, 1981 when he joined the camp in 1981, and as a result of that, as at that time, he met the likes of Best Ugenegbe in the Green Eagles, the likes of Baba, what's his name now? Legendary mathematical Shegun Odegbami. Those guys were the Green Eagles, the history-making Eagles that won the AFCON then and all those things. But like now, Peter Rufai is gone. May so rest in perfect peace. Like I said, when we are alive, when these guys are alive, let's try as much as possible to celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. It's very, very important. It's very, very key. Let us get some things to do in their name to keep the memory going. A sport museum, I think the sport commission chairman, Alhaji Shehu, please, you can work on something. Most of our national stadiums, let's get it like a sport museum, an elaborate one where people can go take their kids to see some of the jerseys of these old players. Many people don't even know the jerseys that the Super Eagles were wearing some 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. I remember that they were auctioning something during the Trust Ekong Foundation where they are ushering with a very big amount of money. But let's just get some things. Let's get to, so for example, when let's put something like Dodo Mayana's boot, Dodo Mayana's jersey, put it in a sports museum. Let people go there and check. You know, some of this money we'll put it into charity, put it into grassroots development. You know, some of this great stuff that we can do to develop another next generation of Dodo Mayana. We can even have a Dodo Mayana coaching school, goalkeeping school, where we train young goalkeepers how to be a better version of themselves. But I just hope their soul rest in perfect peace. But let's leave that and let's talk about Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota he's just 28. He was going back to his club. For me, he was just in his prime because we're seeing the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, just 38, 39, Luka Modric.
Ronaldo is 40. I think
40.
40
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
February.
Yeah. And, imagine at 28 and his brother, Silva, they died. Should we say that you have your money to buy your car and the car now killed the person?
I don't see it. When this issue popped up, I told, and fortunately for me, I was at the office, so I told my coach at the office, I was like, now imagine Liverpool were participating at the Club World Cup, but this will be avoided. And then he said something. He said, there's something we fail to realize in our work, that there is this spiritual aspect of life that when it is your time, it is your time. Even if he's at the World Cup, there's something that will happen that it is only he that event will claim his life. So, and he just gave another edge of live your life when it is.
Don't procrastinate. I'm going to do good tomorrow. Do it now.
Enjoy the good. Give your best to your career, your football career, whatever it is. The Bible says, whatever it is you are infinite to do it with all diligence, because we don't know. So I just feel this for us, for Diogo Jota. Somebody that said, may we be part of the future we are praying for, because some of us we are trying to be. I want to be this, but then at the end of the day, nothing.
They had already designed his jersey, title winning.
So I just feel like is an eye opener, and for us to appreciate life. You are complaining that you don't have this, you don't have that.
Some people had all those things, but they are no more.
Yes. So it's a wake up call.
Okay, let me also add this to the Diogo Jota story. We heard that Liverpool, they've commit a long-term they made a long-term commitment to the family. They said they're going to keep paying the salaries.
As it should be.
Yes,
As it should
and
be.
they are going to make sure they're going to take care of the kids till they grow old.
That's how it
You
should
know,
be. That's how it should
I
be.
think that's a very good one.
Yeah, that's because
Uh,
the kids are still very. I don't think he has a kid that is up to 5 years old. No,
You know, there's this
they are still very, very
there's this proverb in Yoruba
Mm.
when you use in English, they say that the hand of the child has not even reached the has not even
Umbe
gotten to a level.
kutoka bye.
No, even the hand of the child has not gotten to a level where it can even spray the drummer. That means the drummer that wants to come and perform in his father's in his father's Yoruba can be very funny. Okay, I don't let me use Yoruba because so like okay, so but that's just it. We just hope a lot of condolences messages from friends, from family, from people close by, from me to myself too, because me too, I'm a brand, I'm a big man. So across across the world, you know, from FIFA, you know, players have been using the black band just just to show their condolences to the family of the Gojota and Andrew Silva. And don't also forget that on Saturday was the burial ceremony. Friday was the wake up, and that's it. Let's leave that and let's talk about the Club World Cup. The boys have been separated from the men. Chelsea is there. From Palmeiras too, they are also there. Dami, Chelsea, Palmeiras, PSG against Bayern, against Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe will be facing his former club. Do you see something magical happen?
It's going to be a tough one because both sides they have a very young, energetic, and youthful squad, and with Sabi Alonso, it has been a very good run for Real Madrid. I think they are still undefeated right now. So likewise, no, I think PSG lost against Botafogo. So it's going to be like a set down marker. Mbappe wanted to prove a point to his old employees, even if they are still battling in the case of his payouts, in court. You want to prove that he's still the boss. But one thing that is certain is that it's going to be a very, very tough game. And we saw how tough it was for PSG to scrape through against Bayern Munich, who lost Jamal Musiala after that oral injury to his leg, and he will be out for like 5 to 6 months.
Until November. That was
He
had an injury in his tabula.
Yeah. So let's hope that it's going to give us all the fun. And this is like a pre-final before final because there are two heavyweights, and also Palmeiras against Chelsea.
No, it's not. It's Fluminense. Sorry,
Fluminense, yeah, right. Against Chelsea, we have Thiago Silva meeting up with his old employees. Also,
that's it, man.
So it's going to be
the old one himself
against the young one. So let's hope that it's a very good one that we are expecting in terms of the excitement, and also hopefully may the best team win.
Okay, if you look at it, Luis Enrique had played against Real Madrid in the past. He's not new to Madrid. He's not new to the Galacticos. You know, at the moment, what is he going? Is he going to perform differently? What is he going to do this time around? PSG against Real Madrid, and that's the big story. One of the biggest games. Chelsea. Do you see Chelsea making it to the final and eventually winning? Enzo Maresca, he has a young squad. Young guys, vibrant, energetic, very strong guys.
They have even defied the odds for them to get to that semi-final. So if they don't end up going to the final, I think they have done their best. But if they end up going all the way to the final, then it remains difficult for us to write them out. Because for them to have that way to get into the final, even with such young and inexperienced squad, we saw how they struggled in the EPL. So I'm going to applaud. I'm going to applaud.
Okay, that takes us now to. If we look at PSG now, we have Dembele. People are saying, okay, Ballon d'Or, Club World Cup, best player. We already see that Akab Hakimi has already settled the differences, the argument. No more argument again. Hakimi is one standing. Every other person can take second, third, fifth, seventh, 10th, 25th, sorry. But talking about Dembele's performance at the Club World Cup, do you think is enough reason for him to win the Ballon d'Or, to win any competition, any award in Europe right now?
Well, I just feel like for Hakimi, let me start with Hakimi. He's on the path to dethrone Ademola Lookman for the CAF Player of the Year.
Or do we need to wait till AFCON? AFCON in December.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because even when we did the AFCON, we did not win the AFCON, and rightfully Ademola Lookman still won it, and we did not win it. So I just feel like it's about performances, preceding performances, building up to that competition. And if you are able to even do well in the competition and your team does not go for it, you still be recognized. So I don't think one competition should judge.
But people used to say that, okay, when you use the AFCON year, the World Cup year, you know, they did that okay, because of the World Cup year.
But it's going to be a great injustice if you don't give it to him. So it's between him and Salah. Of course, Salah too did not have a great done, and he was.
He won the league.
Yeah,
But
he won
if you,
the
if you
league,
say
yeah.
Salah won the league, Osimhen too won the league.
And also, Akimi also won quadruple. Not even the league,
So
quadruple.
for me, I think the argument that maybe Salah is going to trash or is going to trump
No, that's not.
Hakimi,
That's not.
I'll say
realistic.
that even I'll prefer Osimhen because Osimhen won a double and won a double with Galatasaray. But let's leave that as well. Shagley has signed a new contract.
2 years.
2 years.
Congratulations.
Olaino to 3 years.
Yeah.
With Nottingham. Nottingham Forest are not playing this time around.
Of course, they want to go to.
They're playing the conference.
Yeah, so good fun for them. But the thing is, they really wanted UCF football. So let's hope that this season, because they were able to keep the squad together. And don't forget, they also signed Igo Jesus from Botafogo, another good addition. So they should be able to challenge for UCF Sports next season.
Okay, yeah, our time is fast spent. Like I said, may the soul of Diogo Jota and Andrew Silva rest in perfect peace. The soul of legendary Peter Dodo Mayana Rufai rest. Okay, we have a caller. Let's just take this call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Juwon.
Okay, Juwon. Yes, I'd like to get your opinion.
Okay. Sorry, it's the wrong number. Sorry.
Juwon, you don't want to talk about Chelsea. Are you not a Chelsea fan?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
What club do you support?
Online.
Abeg.
Juwon, what's up now? Juwon, you are my friend, though. Do you know that? Don't worry. By next week, you have a news. By next week, we'll sign Mbamo. Don't worry. By next week, just call next week Monday. By that time, you'll have gotten news. Maybe Onana would have left, and Mbamo will be in Manchester United. Do you know that Do you know that they are making plans to sign a Valencia player too, Jarvis Guerra from Valencia, as well?
I heard about it. What of me? And that guy from Brentford.
That's Brandon Breno, the player from Brentford.
From Brentford. That's why I said that. Don't worry. By next week, the deals will be. They've started the negotiation again this week. Hopefully by the end of this week, we should get something.
Okay.
All right.
That will be good.
I know. That's the prayer. Don't worry. Everything will work well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Juwon, for calling. Okay, that will be the size of the program. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. To Juwon who called. Come on. So sad. See, man is now silent in the transfer market. God. Bring back the old days. Okay, from Dami.
It's a good one, and I'm still open and praying for fortitude to the family of the deceased, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, and also Peter Rufa. We did not have like a lot of people calling today, but then next week hopefully we are able to get some of our callers in and then enjoy the game of sport once again.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. God bless Nigeria. God bless everyone. We'll see you again next week. Bye bye.